Well, I just don't agree. Everyone has their own choice and their own opinion, and you should just have my own opinion. You shouldn't try to change it. That's how I feel. Like, I'm not going to change yours because I like me. But oh yeah, you should do this. Like if you want to be vegan, be vegan. If you want to eat meat, eat meat. Like it's not. I don't think you should try and change someone's like how they if they want to eat meat or not.
Animals are being
but I'm
killed.
saying I've got my own opinion, and I'm just saying I know a lot of the things he's already told me.
Okay.
I'm having an argument.
You wanna have a conversation with me?
I don't really have a reason. I just enjoy
What do you think veganism is?
not eating anything related to animals.
Yeah, so let me tell you, veganism is the opposition towards unnecessary exploitation, abuse, and slaughter of animals. A consequence of it is that we don't consume animal products, yes.
Yeah.
So, based on that definition alone, like what is it that you don't find agreeable for yourself that about not exploiting animals needlessly?
I don't like that. And when I see like the videos of all the chickens like cooped up in all the pigs or whatever, I don't like that. But then when I eat meat, I try not to think about it.
Why don't you try not to eat meat then?
Because I do enjoy it, and it isn't a lot of things. I just don't like. I enjoy chicken. I enjoy beef. I like ham and bacon and sausages. I just don't know if I could not eat it and
I think everyone has a different opinion on it, to be honest. Even vegans, I think every type of, if you find a vegan, they can have a different opinion to the other vegan, to be honest. So,
yeah.
I think everyone's opinion is just different about it and what they choose to.
It's all about the animals, though, right? So, how do you think the animals feel when?
No, I know you're gonna make me feel bad now.
I don't want. I'm sorry. I don't mean to make you feel bad. I actually, it is veganism is also an active approach where you constantly think about what the animals go through, because realizing that there's victims on the other side of your choices means that you can make different choices, right? So, what would incentivize you to make different choices?
I don't know.
I don't know.
My cousin was vegan for ages, years and years and years.
And then she stopped.
Well, she only eats certain meats.
Yeah.
But she was very learned a lot about it and to why she was vegan and stuff. So that was her choice.
I mean, I understand why people are vegan. Because I would be vegan because of the animals, but I don't know. I don't think I could not eat meat, to be honest.
Is it because it's a difficulty in changing a habit, or is it like a pace that you can't?
So, but I guess it's kind of like it's there already, you know, like because I work in a supermarket.
Yeah.
So like meat is everywhere, so it's just easy to pick it up. I guess like if I had to do that myself and kill, there's no way I would be able to sort animals myself and do it. No.
But there's also vegan products in the supermarket, right? Like, have you tried any of the vegan products?
No, like corn and stuff.
Not corn. I mean, like, yeah, there's also corn. Yeah, for sure. No, I mean like the vegan mock meats. Because if you say you like meats, like I think for example, burgers nowadays, it's like the vegan. You can't distinguish between.
Why are you gonna eat a fake burger? That's a vegan burger. It's not really the same.
Because we don't want to kill animals.
Yeah, but then don't eat something that's meat. If you want to be vegan, then stick to vegan food. And if you want to eat something that's a burger, then just go to meat. Why do you have to eat like a fake burger? It's not.
No,
but why would you say it's a fake burger?
There's stuff in it to taste like meat, which don't make sense. So.
Well, it makes sense if you have trouble. If you have, like in your case, for example, it makes a lot of sense because if you don't want animals to die for your food.
Yeah, but you can eat anything else. There's so many foods you can eat that's vegan, but you still want to go to a vegan burger. Don't really make sense. You know?
It's like chickpeas and stuff, isn't it? Vegan burgers. Like
yeah, I mean there's soy, chickpeas. There's every burger is made. Every vegan burger is made of different things. You can have it made of mushrooms, soy. Doesn't matter. I mean, it's just a patty, right? It's I feel like with vegan food, it's about finding out what works for you.
What about free-range chicken eggs?
Yeah, do you think they don't get slaughtered?
Well, for the eggs, they have to be alive to make the eggs, no?
Yeah. So for eggs,
free-range is like they're not really exploited really. They're out. They're free.
Well, they are still exploited. They're still used, right? All these animals are still being used for a product that comes out of them. And there's several things to be said. Like, for example, chickens that are in the egg industry have been selectively bred to lay an egg every day.
Yeah.
And that's very consuming for their bodies. Like all of these chickens are, I don't know, like this big,
Yeah.
and they lay an egg that's this big. Can you imagine,
Yeah,
like?
yeah.
And for them, it's their cycle. Can you imagine having your cycle your period having every day? You know, it's kind of like it's a bit much. And also in hatcheries, which is where the chickens come before they reach free range or whatever biological farms. In hatcheries, what happens is the male chicks, because us chicken hatch from eggs, there's a 50-50 chance that they will be male or female, right?
Yeah.
And the male chicks, usually they get blended alive on their first day of life. That's the standard practice. Either that or being gassed to death. So
Where did you learn about it then?
about this,
Yeah, about.
this is standard practice. You can look it up online. You don't have to trust me.
Where did you find it online?
There's a documentary called Dominion. That's where I initially found out.
Where did you see the documentary?
Oh, it's on YouTube. You can find it on YouTube. It's free. It doesn't cost any money.
Yeah, there's loads of videos of animals being abused. I've seen it.
Yeah, and it's all like the reason why all of this was shot in secret. By the way, all of this was shot in secret is because
Why not put it on YouTube if it's secret?
because
No,
they
no,
want
as in,
people.
like they were like hiding it and
Yeah,
then filming it.
exactly. Nobody allows you to go into a slaughterhouse and film the footage. Why do you think that is?
Oh, actually not.
Yeah, why?
Because they're getting slaughtered. Obviously, they're not gonna let people just come in and film it, are they?
Why not? They should allow some people. Why
It's like
shouldn't
going
they?
to an art museum and taking a picture. They're not going to let you do that, are they? There's rules in museums and stuff for a reason.
Yeah, but you can still like show. Okay, let's not. They don't let other people, but they also don't show what's happening in the slaughterhouse themselves, right? Shouldn't there be full transparency about what's happening with your food?
Yeah, I get what you mean. If it's not wrong, then they should.
Exactly. If it's not wrong, they should show it.
Yeah, but I don't believe everyone's doing it here. Because obviously some people just have chickens because they just have chickens. They don't do it for money. But obviously there is a lot.
Yeah, and there's nothing I can say if you have your own chickens, you take care of them, and you want to eat their eggs. There's nothing I can say about that, right? I mean, you do you. That's at the end of the day. But if that's not what you're paying for, if you're going to a supermarket, if you're going to restaurants, you're probably going to pay for a lot of these animals to go into extremely cruel practices.
I don't buy my meat from the supermarket. So
Wherever you buy them from, it's still.
that's what I want to eat. You eat what you want to eat. I want to eat what I want to eat.
But do you think, like, if you were in the shoes of the animal, would it be okay for you? Like, would you accept somebody to kill you because they like the taste of your
Well, yeah, it's
flesh?
people that eat humans, so.
And would you accept it? Are you being genuine? Because would you accept somebody killing? Like, would you accept somebody killing your friend for that?
To kill animals, Poppy.
I'm not saying
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's fucking wrong. I'm just saying you
People-
can do
yeah,
what you want.
but
Obviously, you can't stop
The thing
someone
is,
from killing you,
if
can
you
you?
asked everyone here to kill their own meat to eat it, they wouldn't do it, and they will probably be a vegan. But because they're not actually seeing what the animals are going
Exactly.
through, they eat meat because, like,
Yeah, but in
when
the
I
back of
eat
your
meat,
mind, people do
I
know
don't-
that it's getting
I
slaughtered
don't
and it's
think
wrong.
about it. Yeah, like I don't think about it when I'm eating the steak or whatever off my plate. I don't think, oh, this cow just got killed. Just eat it. But I think a lot of people are the same. But if they did, if everyone had to kill their own food, I don't think they would do it.
Yeah, because a lot of people, as you said, are opposing the unnecessary like
Yeah, 'cause they don't have
killing
to
of
do
an
it, they're
animal.
just eating it, so they don't have to put it in action. All they're doing is eating it, so they're not going to think of all the blood and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly. Because you just see a piece of meat and you get disconnected with the fact that behind that meat there was an individual who had thoughts, who had emotions,
Yeah.
right? But there was an individual. The truth is that there still is. It's not that even if you get disconnected, it doesn't mean that on the other side an animal didn't suffer for your food, right?
Mm-hmm.
So don't you think that knowing this means you sort of have the responsibility to not do it towards the animals?
I get that, but then like when you buy a steak, it's already cut up.
But it's supply and demand, right? So if you buy one steak from, let's say, from a supermarket, from a restaurant, they will order another one, right? If you stop buying, at some point the demand goes down and they stop supplying. So less animals are brought into existence and for the sole purpose of being slaughtered
Yeah.
for food. And
Maybe one day I'll think about it. I don't know. At the minute, I don't think so.
what if I were to ask you if there were dogs? Like, what do you think about dogs?
Yeah,
If all the food would be.
Dogs are killed in certain countries, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Not
what
here.
do you think? Like, if in the supermarket you would see dog meat, would you buy that?
Yeah, but then there's horse meat as well, like
Yeah, but you wouldn't buy it. Yeah, I know what you mean.
because a lot of people use that horse meat like because of the protein or whatever. But like
Yeah.
everyone just chooses
Yeah.
their meat.
But what is the difference between a dog, a pig, a cow, a human even, that says one deserves to die and one doesn't?
Yeah, there's no difference.
We're all meat.
Yeah, exactly. We're all meat, right? So if
But
you
then
don't want this to happen to yourself,
You didn't, like, obviously, with the cows and the chickens and the whatever you eat and the pigs and stuff, it's not as right, but then it's also like population control. Like, if you let the cows and the chickens and just roam free and they were breeding, and then like there'd be chickens, cows, pigs everywhere just walking around.
yeah, because there's 80 billion animals, 80 billion animals
Yeah.
slaughtered each year for us, right? Which is way more than even human beings per year. But they wouldn't, like, if everybody all at once would start being vegan, yes, that would be an issue that would need solving, as you mentioned. But most likely is each individual would start making this change, and then less animals would be brought into existence, and so on and so forth, until one point where we reach a critical point where there will be some animals, and they will probably go to sanctuaries, or there will be, well, they will just live their life maybe in the wild, like they're supposed to, right?
Yeah,
Like how they want to live their own life.
yeah. I get what you mean. They should have the choice, and
Exactly.
they shouldn't be killed just so that we can eat. But then that's been happening for what, like since since a long time ago.
But also,
And
like,
that also happens in the wild.
but think about it this way: like women's rights women started having the right to vote. What, like only recently?
Yeah.
Like it's been 50 years maybe. And if somebody were to fight for women's rights, you could have all said the same thing. It's been happening for thousands of years. Why would we start doing it now, right? And it's the same about this. It's kind of like animal rights in the same way, right? The veganism is sort of, a lot of people even see veganism as a fight for animal rights, the right to have their own body autonomy and their own life. So in a sense, yes, we've been doing it for a long time, but nowadays we have so many readily available options that we don't need to do it anymore. And yet, and we can choose to let them be, or not
Yeah.
breed them into existence. And the fact that it happens in the wild, I don't know, is that a good justification? Because like in the wild, also animals
I just
rape each
feel like-
other.
Yeah, but I just feel like before we evolved and we were like cavemen and whatnot, you didn't have, you didn't really think, you weren't empathetic. Now I feel like the brain has evolved to be empathetic, to feel sorry for
Yeah.
the animals. But back then, you'd kill fish, you'd kill whatever to eat, and it's the same as in the wild. They don't feel bad, like the lions don't feel bad for killing the
Yeah.
whatever they eat, and or the sharks don't feel bad for killing the fish because that's how they have to eat.
But we know better than that, right? I mean, think about it. The human society is in no way related to what happened in the wild, right? We fly. We shouldn't be able to fly. We we go in these boxes and go hundreds of miles per hour,
Yeah.
from one place to another. We everything that we as humans have done have defied anything that's natural or happening in the wild. So therefore, why shouldn't we also do this to the animals, given that they're victims, given that they're much like us, just not as intelligent as us? But then, should we base the right of somebody to live or not based on how intelligent they are?
No. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. You're making good points.
No,
But
I
don't-
understand what you mean, but I don't agree.
What is it that you don't agree with?
Well, I just don't agree. Everyone has their own choice and their own opinion, and you should like have my right own opinion. You shouldn't try to change it. That's how I feel. Like, I'm not going to change yours because I like me. But oh yeah, you should do this. Like if you want to be vegan, be vegan. If you want to eat meat, eat meat. Like it's not. I don't think you should try and change someone's like how they if they want to eat meat or not.
So I'm not. I don't. First of all, I don't care what you eat. I don't care what anybody eats. I'm not because veganism is not a diet. It's a stance where we say we don't want animals to be exploited, abused, and slaughtered for our food. So, and other things, right? If you want to eat mock meat, would that do that? But like, if at some point their society develops that says we want to start killing humans to eat humans, you would want protection from that, and you would want these people to say no, stop doing this. So it's the same thing that we do to animals. I'm not here telling you what to do or what to eat or what not to eat. I'm here telling you that your choices have victims on the other
But do you
side.
not think I know that?
So okay, that's great that you know that, but like
I'm not arguing. I'm having a debate because it's true. I'm not arguing.
I'm not
But
here
what
to.
you're saying is right, though.
I did,
Animals are
yeah,
being
but I'm
killed.
saying I've got my own opinion, and I'm just saying I know a lot of the things he's already told me.
Okay.
I'm not having an argument.
No. That's okay. But like, I'm asking you. Okay, but what is it like? What is it that you find awful about any of this? Because I understand
didn't
it's
say
your
it's
choice, right?
awful. I'm not saying it's awful.
I'm not here to infringe on your choice, right? I'm not here
Yeah,
to
I
do
know.
that
I'm
in
not
any
saying
way.
it's awful at all. I agree with what you're saying anyway, but I just think everyone has their own choice, and that's what I want to do. So
Yeah, it's okay. It's your choice. But I could also say it's my own choice to go around beating people because everybody has free choice to do so, right? But in me doing so, there's victims on the other side, right? That's why I don't do this because there's victims on the other side, and that's why it's frowned
fair
upon.
enough. Yeah.
This is the same thing. The reason why I tell you this is happening and why I bring it up to you, you're aware of it.
Yeah.
But the reason why I brought it back up to you to be more aware of it is because there's victims on the other side of it, And it's not your fault that you don't think about the victims. It's not. I don't blame you at all. It's a society that we built. It's a systemic thing where we constantly hide this from people, and because the animal agriculture is a giant industry that has people working in governments to get more funding, to tell them to not allow them to put on packages photos of animals being killed.
Interrupting Chip here. What I meant to say was that the animal agriculture does a lot of lobbying in the government. I don't know if they specifically fought against placing stickers that inform the consumers what the animals go through, but they have fought against similar regulations. At the end of the day, it's a business for them, and anything that would make them sell less products is not something that they would endorse, even if it meant a better life or even rights for the animals.
Like if you see a photo of an animal slaughtered on your meat, I would say that maybe more people would say, "Oh, wait, maybe I don't want to buy this."
Yeah, it's true.
Right? The reason why I'm telling you this because at this point in time, only individuals such as yourself, such as myself, can make the change because we're so few people actually care enough to change that the change cannot happen unless people. It's less than 3% of people actually are vegan, right? So we need more people to be vegan so that at some point, yes, as you put it, from the government and people that we get rules that and these animals start having a right to live.
Yeah. Do you know, if everyone turned around and said we're all going vegan, then I would. I just don't think anyone, people, animals are still going to be killed regardless. So, I'm buying the meat from the shop, it's already dead. It makes no difference.
But again, it's supply and demand, as I explained, right? So once you buy it, you create demand for that product, so more of that will happen. And one person switching vegan can save up to 100 animals per year, depending on how much meat or animal products you consume.
Yeah.
And 100 animals is, I would say, it's not nothing. Even if it's just you saving one animal per year, it's still one life that you're saving.
Yeah.
I mean, to you, it's what, 10 minutes, 15 minutes of eating, of pleasure. For them, it's a whole life that's being taken from them. And we all get just one chance at life. All of us just get one chance at life. And to have that taken away from somebody for 10, 15 minutes when we could easily choose something else, I don't think it's fair, if you ask me. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
appreciate
it's
your
true.
opinion.
No, it's not a subject.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Thanks.
I'll think about it.
Can I give you some resources to look into?
Yeah, sure.
So if you go on this website right here and put that code there,
Okay.
you will have slightly different. The code is a code that I created. It gives you slightly different resources. This is an organization I sometimes do activism with. I'm not with them right now. I just do it on my own.
Yeah.
There's one thing there that I urge you to look. There's a lot of resources how to be vegan. There's the documentary that I mentioned, Dominion, which I told you. But there's one thing called the most important speech you will ever hear, which is simply a guy who's a vegan activist who went to a university in the US, held a speech. Somebody recorded it. It's got millions of views. It's a really good speech.
I'm going to challenge your belief systems today, so certain parts of the speech will be intense.
I think it's important to watch it just to know what's behind your choices, and afterwards you can make a choice. As you said, you're free to make your choices. But I believe that even when we make the choices, we should be aware about what's happening
Yeah, no, I
behind
am
our
aware,
choices.
but I still stick by my choice.
If you're aware, then it will be nothing new to you. I just think it's not a bad watch, and it's
Yeah, no.
30 minutes of your time is nothing, right? If you think about what these animals go through and all of the shit that's happening in the world anyway. But yes, so I think it's the most important speech you will ever hear if you put in that code there.
Yeah.
Just watch that and then decide for yourselves what you want to do.
Okay.
Thank
Are you gonna promise me you're gonna watch that?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. What's your
Thank you.
name? What's your name?
Millie.
Millie. Nice to meet you, Millie. How
Nice to
about
meet
you?
Poppy.
Holly. Yeah.
Poppy.
Like, say it again.
Poppy, the flower.
Poppy. Okay. Nice to meet you. Like, I didn't mean to upset you in any way. I also didn't mean to upset you.
I'm not upset.
I'm here fighting for the animals.
just-
That's all it is, you know.
I just like hearing other people's opinions about it. So
If you were on the other side, I would fight for you also. You see what I mean? Like, I'm
yeah,
here
no,
fighting
I'm
for an
sorry,
injustice.
I'm wrong.
Yeah. So just remember, like, if I were to ask you, would you live in a world where we intentionally harm animals or one where we don't? Which one would you choose?
Mum, we don't. You would.
Nobody.
You've got 5 dogs.
So
4 dogs. So you wouldn't harm them, would you?
there's nothing else to eat.
But there's always options. It's
No,
not.
you
It's you're
wouldn't,
never in a
no.
situation.
And you're not gonna stop me from eating meat. So I'm done.
So by the way, this is also something we all of us have said at some point in our life. But listen, this isn't about if you don't have a choice. Of course, it's a different thing, right?
Yeah.
This is about the fact that you have a choice. This is about the fact that
we don't like where we live. We don't really have. Like, if I had a farm and stuff, that like great. I have like natural resources to eat, but we don't.
but you have access to a supermarket.
Yeah, but the supermarket's still crap food. Like it's fake food. Like it's not good resources from supermarkets. That's why it's actually really hard to find good resources because they're not actually nice. Like everything, even like fruit, they put stuff in it to make it bigger, to like make more of it. It's not good to what we buy from supermarkets, to be honest.
Yeah, I can go into the appeal to nature if you want, because the appeal to nature is a thing that says in the formal logic, you can't say that something is good just because it's natural or something is bad because it's not natural, right? Because, for example, the apple seeds, they have cyanide and they're natural and they're definitely not good for you, right? So just because something is natural doesn't mean it's good for you, and just because something is not natural doesn't mean it's bad for you.
Like what they produce in the supermarkets, what they put in supermarkets, it's not like it's not good. Like the fruit.
Some of the mock meats that, for example, the one that I buy, I think it's called the vegetarian butcher. If you're from UK, are you from UK?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's called the vegetarian butcher in UK. It has a slightly different name here, but some of their products are just like made of soy, spices, and some oil. That's it. Nothing bad about it.
Yeah.
Like it's nothing unhealthy. In fact, if you measure it with the meat counterparts, it will be healthier because red meat has been associated with colon cancer. Red meat is now classified as processed meat is classified as a type 1 cancerogen. So that means that if you want to have salami, for example, it's better that you have vegan salami even for your health than to have the processed meat salami. You see what I mean? So all of these are like in the world that we live in today, making a health conscious choice is not going to be easy regardless if you eat meat or not. So why not choose something where we don't also harm other animals? That's all it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for having this conversation with me.
Yeah, thank
Have a
you.
good one.
You too.
Bye.